Thank you, Jerome. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are about 50 days away, or some 1,200 hours away from the opening of the 41st edition of the Carifta Games, which the Bahamas will host for the seventh time since 1976. The dates are March 29th to April the 1st. During our last hosting of the Games in 2002, we were fortunate to have the president of the IAAF, Mr. Lemaine Diak, in attendance. It was his first ever Carifta Games, and it was at those games that he declared the Carifta Games to be the best ever junior championships in the world. And if anyone knows, it is he. He also promised at those games that because of the magnitude of the games, he will never miss another Carifta game. So we expect the president of the IAAF to be here as well. His declaration of these games being the best junior championships in the world is in no small measure to the fact that the vast majority of the top athletes from throughout the region, both past and present, are products of the Carifta Games, including Usain Bolt, who incidentally was given the nickname Lightning Bolt based on his performance by the Bahamians here at the last Games. The Carifta Games also saw the emergence of many of our very own athletes, including the Golden Girls and the Golden Knights, and Austin Sealy Award winners such as Laverne Eve, Pauline Davis-Thompson, Debbie Ferguson, and most recently, Antonique Strawn, among many others too numerous to mention at this time. Mr. Austin Sealy is the founder of the Games from Barbados, and he has also indicated his intentions to be here for these Games. The hosting of these Games is a very costly venture, but is also viewed as an investment in the next generation. Such an event will never be possible without the support of Carifta Bahamas. And so today I'm very delighted and pleased to say that BTC, our perennial partner of B3As, has once again heeded our call and came on board with a substantial cash contribution, thus becoming the title sponsor of the 2013 Carifta Games. Henceforth, from this moment on, the Games will be known as the BTC Carifta 2013. And so, on behalf of the LOC, and the B3As, the athletes, coaches, and indeed the entire Bahamas, I want to thank Mr. Jeff Houston and his team through Marlon Johnson, who I've been hounding along with Carol Barnett, for coming on board and supporting us and showing your confidence in the B3As and also your investment in the young people of this country. You would be pleased to note that to date, there are 26 member federations. I'm sure Baz will speak to in a little more detail. And we have received confirmation from 16 so far, does not include the Bahamas, 16 of those 26 countries, for a little over 400 athletes to date. And so we expect that we will have close to 500 athletes that will be participating in these games once the curtain rises on March the 29th. And so I want to again thank Marlon, BTC, and Mr. Houston for coming on board and making a significant contribution to make these games possible as the BTC Carifta Games 2013. I thank you.
On my way here, I stopped into the Carifta Secretariat to get an update on the teams registered for Carifta 2013. We have recorded 17 countries to have registered, an additional 9 given their confirmation of attendance. And with these 17, we already have 491 athletes and 160 officials. We have booked a total of 210 rooms. We probably need an additional 50 rooms. The response has been overwhelming for a number of reasons. Our campaign for marketing has been outstanding, plus we all know they want to come to the Bahamas. I have, as chairman of the organizing committee, I've identified a very dynamic team, and I'm happy to report for the 26 different committees that we have, all are functioning positively, and our progress has been notably positive. We're well on our way to producing the greatest show in the Caribbean this year, and Carifta 2013 is going to be just outstanding. And for this reason, I congratulate our title sponsor, BTC, in this investment. I have every assurance that because this is going to be such a great event, the investment has to pay off. In terms of sponsorship, we like to recognize the government's contribution to our efforts. They made a significant contribution financially, in addition to support of the games. From the very beginning, we had appealed to the general public to be sponsors at all levels. We have made it possible for any company or individual, any part of our community, including schools, who want to participate as sponsorship for these games, they can do so, and they will be recognized. But again, our title sponsor, BTC, we congratulate them and welcome them aboard as partners.
Members of the press, my colleague executives who have come out to support the press conference today, Carol Barnett, who heads our events and sponsorship and is leading the charge in organizing the entire event, as well as the other members here of what we call our Ministry of Excitement, our Communications and Marketing Division. I want to welcome all of you, actually, to this press conference. BTC, has certainly, we believe, taken the lead among corporate Bahamas in supporting our communities in a variety of ways. Today, we're very, very pleased and actually privileged to be associated with the B3As and the Carifta movement, recognizing the work that the B3As has done, and will continue to do in not only providing us with world-class entertainment through the Carifta Games, but also in much more important work of helping to mold and shape the lives of our young Bahamians. And that's not only the participants in these games, but that's the many tens of thousands of young Bahamians and not so young Bahamians like Mike, who want to watch and be inspired by the efforts, by the work, by the diligence, and by the world-class performance that we will see at these games. Just looking at the Olympics, we could see now that the Caribbean really is the sprint factory of the world. And that's not only our sister country in Jamaica, but the performances that have been registered across the Caribbean have been world-class at the senior level and certainly at the junior level. And certainly the Caribbean is the hotbed of athletics. So first of all, I really would want to appeal to the entire Bahamian community to come out to the Carifta Games, because you will see world-class performances. You will have an opportunity to cheer on Team Bahamas, and it will be the very first event to be hosted in what is shaping to be a fabulous facility at our national stadium. The cash contribution directly to BTC as title sponsor is in the sum of $175,000. And we are very pleased and privileged to be able to state that. And on top of that, BTC, in doing what we do for the Carifta support, will be contributing probably upwards of another $50,000 or $60,000 in actually bringing this event to life in the only way that we believe that we could do here in the Bahamas. Our fiscal year at BTC runs from April to March. And for this fiscal year, through the first 10 months, we would have given $224,000 direct to charities and another $1.4 million in a range of sponsorship activities across the Bahamas. That would have included our sponsorship to the Olympic effort. That would include our sponsorship to any number of small local activities. And in so doing, we believe that we do it simply because we believe it to be the right thing to do. We're not only about what happens on the telephone lines and the like, but we recognize that we have to be a company that actually is plugged into its community. And so we're very pleased and privileged to do that. We know that the sponsorships we do in a very, very significant way help support the development, the education of our folks, and the enhancement of the quality of life in the Bahamas. It's our way of showing our appreciation to the community of the Bahamas that allows us to do what we do, and our way to give back. We want you all to come out and be a part of this grand event. The performances on the field will be spectacular. BTC will be out there in full force doing things in the stands, and we want to continue to support the re-emergence of our Bahamian youth track and field effort as it takes its place in the regional world stage. And I'm old enough to remember when we won Carifta the first time, and then we repeated the effort again. And certainly within the last 5-6 years, we've been on that trajectory again. And so I really would want to see us be down there, and let's see a 15,000 strong cheering on goat skin drums, bells and whistles, to actually take us back to where we used to be. We want to say that in the month of March, BTC will be unveiling a marketing campaign to support the effort the very direct way. So we're putting our entire marketing muscle behind it. We'll be making use of our Facebook page where you have 80,000 Facebook followers, our Twitter feeds, and we're going to be bringing it to the Bahamas in a really, really substantial way. And with that, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone for coming out. We're looking forward to having a fantabulous time, and we hope that the rest of the Bahamas comes out and supports the Carifta effort and continue to support Bahamian athletics in the months and years to come. Thank you.
Yeah, we're a little more than halfway there. We're confident that we will meet those goals and targets.
Our budget is $1.2 million, and I think we're well on our way in commitment. So you say that.
No, we're like you said, Baz said, we're well on our way. We also have a lot of support in kind that is coming through. But at the end of the day, the significant cash contribution from BTC is going to go a long way to alleviate a lot of those pressures that we're building between our ears over the past several weeks.
Okay, Kelsey Johnson, National Guardian. Was the B3H prepared for such an overwhelming, say, persons coming in and wanting to participate in the games and wanting to watch a few of the games?
Nobody ever says no to the Bahamas. Anytime the Bahamas is hosting an event, the Bahamas is a favorite spot of visitors, friends, families, athletes. And so we anticipated this amount, particularly in view of the fact that the stadium, which I call the Gem of the Caribbean, is a new facility and will be the first major event that will take place in the stadium. So when we pitched for the bid for the games, the stadium, the new stadium, was a major part of our campaign and our promotional efforts for the games. And so it's no small part that persons are coming to, look at this magnificent facility we have, as well as our organizational skills and our hosting of previous games and this one to come.
Yes. I'd like to comment on that. From the organizational point of view, we hadn't planned for this amount of athletes, to be truthful. I mean, we expected the best, but the numbers are going to far exceed what our committee expected. But these games on the whole, from the opening ceremony to the finish, everything is going to be superlative. All the activities involved. Since we started, the amount of people that have come on to our organizing committee and the creativity they've brought to the organization of these games, everything is going to be superlative. The challenge, going along with the superlative nature of everything we're doing, are the demands. We have challenges with funds and challenges with accommodations and challenges with transportation, but all of these things are being met. But yes, Chelsea, everything is beyond what I think the local organization committee was expecting.
What are some of the preparations in terms of for the opening ceremony and highlighting the Bahamas to persons who probably might have never visited?
Well, the underlying theme of Carifta 2013 is a celebration of the Caribbean unity. So what's going to be different for the opening ceremony in particular is we wouldn't just highlight Bahamian entertainment, but entertainment from Caribbean artists as well. And in our concession stands, we won't just have the bay crab and the conch salad, we will have Caribbean dishes as well. That element is going to be different. And in terms of expectations, our expectations of supporters coming from the different islands has also been exceeded. We have got inquiries from all over the Caribbean and all over the United States for accommodations and tickets and everything else. The inquiries have been coming in since November. So it's going to be a grand affair.
All right, Mr. Johnson, BTC being the title sponsor, besides the financial part, what other role will you guys be looking to play?
Well, that's an interesting question. BTC in all of our activities with the B3As and the others, we provide a lot of in-kind support too. And I don't know the specific details of what we'll be doing, but I suspect that our relationship will be much broader than that. We have in the past, and I imagine this time, those things like provide broadband support. We provide the support logistically of the transport of the broadcast of the games through our facilities. We have in the past helped out with transportation requirements and other logistical requirements that it needs. So in our in-kind support will be tremendous. We are actually looking to, in record time, seek to construct an additional cell tower near the stadium, simply to take into account what we anticipate to be the expanded load and the stadium for that event and for the events that are going to follow right after that. So we're looking to build a new tower at or around the stadium now there, because one of the phenomena that came through in the London Games, and this is what our colleague partners tell us from around the world, is in the age of data, everybody's taking pictures and uploading them to Facebook, uploading them to Instagram, and they're tweeting and from the stadium. So the demands that are put on the network are substantial. So we're doing some ancillary things, both to support the effort and to ensure that it meets what the modern spectator expects there. And in the stadium itself, you're going to see BTC presence. We will be showcasing a lot of our broadband product, our DSL broadband product. We'll have showcase there, so folks can come in and get a feel for what our internet products look like. And of course, we're known for doing some interesting giveaways and the like. So we want folks to stay tuned and to come and be part of us partying in the stadium as well.
I know this might be a little early in the year, giving the B3As $175,000, but can we see the guys jumping on board for the World Championships as well? Also this year?
Well, actually, this is just what we're doing for Carifta. As we would have done with the Olympic movement, we're seeking and working with the B3As for a multi-year agreement with them that we'll announce in due course. That will help support those activities like the World Games, like the Junior Championships, and the other activities for the B3As. We have presently a 4-year agreement with the Olympic Association that takes us through to 2016. And we hope to do something similar with the B3As. And what it does, it helps us in our planning, and it certainly helps them in their planning and forecasting as well. So yeah, the short answer is you will see us do more in support of that, but broader in solidifying our relationships with these associations.
Has any communications has taken place as yet in terms of highlighting the athletes who will be representing the Bahamas at these Carifta Games?
Meaning?
Between the BTC and
well,
the Games?
I only want to point out that we do have the Olympians and now under contract for the actual as we go get ready for the games themselves. We'll be working alongside them to see what we can do to profile, as we did with the Olympics, some of the specific athletes, so that folks can get a feel, get a sense for them, know what they're doing and the like. And we will bring all our social media instruments to bear to help publicize and promote the athletes as individuals.
Just to take off from what Marlon said, yes, we have identified several of our potential Carifta medalists, and we are working in conjunction with BTC to identify some of those athletes. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes.
So the Carifta trials will not be known as the BTC Carifta trials, or that will carry over since you're sponsoring the Carifta Games?
No, it's the BTC Carifta Games.
Okay. So
much more significant than the trials.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. That's I'm done.
Mr. Johnson, compared to some of the events BTD has sponsored, how does this one stack up in terms of your contribution?
Well, I think it is probably it would rank for local contribution probably the single highest contribution we would have done to any local event, certainly since I've been here for the 6 years. But I think certainly probably in our history, but I think it speaks to the what we believe is the importance of the Carifta Games for a number of reasons. One, we want to continue to support the ascendancy of, or the re-legacy, not the ascendancy, but really the re-emergence of our youth market as a dominant world player. We believe it sets the right example for the rest of corporate Bahamas, so I want to make an appeal to my colleague corporate Bahamas across to come on board to say that there is a lot of value, corporate value, in supporting these kinds of efforts. We believe that it's a partnership that has been built over many, many years with the B3As and the like, and we certainly support the Carifta movement both here at BTC and with our sister company Lime, as they would have supported the games in the years past. There's very little downside to what we do in this. There's no downside, really, to the partnership here, because in every respect there is a payback. It's corporate, whether it's community-wise, and the like. And for we haven't had Carifta here now 11 years,
2002.
Since 2002, and like so for a generation of Bahamians, this will be their first chance to really have to see Carifta. And those of us who grew up, as a teenager, watching Carifta, when it's here more frequently, it'll be rewarding for us to know that we're getting payments to see a lot of the athletes that they've come to respect, to actually see them perform live. I think, and then to open a new stadium, I think it's going to be spectacular. I truly, truly do. And that's why we really believe and we're really pushing for and will support folks to actually come out and be a part of the event.
You would have heard the numbers of persons that are going to be gracing our shores as something in the vicinity of 400 to 600 athletes and anywhere between 100 to 300 officials. Now that is not the other folks that are going to be tagging along with them, like spectators and family members, etc. And so while we are asking the athletes and the support team from BTC, which we most appreciate this afternoon, we would like for those persons who are interested in volunteering their time to come out. It is the Easter weekend, I know that, but we would like for you to please contact the Secretariat and volunteer your time to help with these games, not only in the area of volunteerism, but also in the area of security, which is, of course, a big thing for us this year. You would appreciate that this is the Easter weekend. This is also the time for spring breakers. So the country is going to be burgeoning with folks. And so we really need people who are committed to the success of these games. And so we need you, if you're serious, to really contact the Secretariat and volunteer your time. Contact me if you know my contacts, and we will get you vetted for volunteering with the games, as well as the security aspect of these games, which we want to be a success.
How do we find the Secretariat?
The Secretariat is at the stadium.
Numbers, email,
everything is on the website. Give me the website.
www.Carifta 2013.com.